One of the biggest mistakes that I've made in sobriety, early in sobriety, is like thinking that people need to be treating me a certain way because of look what I've done. Look how long I've been sober. I've been going to meetings, working with a sponsor, doing my steps. I've been sponsoring people, and you need to treat me better than what you're treating me. And this is a fundamental fallacy that we get when we first get sober, because people don't give a fuck if we are sober or not. I mean, to the extent that their lives aren't being destroyed anymore, sure. But other than that, they don't care. We're supposed to be sober. We're supposed to be just like everybody else. So if you feel like you need to be treated differently than the way people are, stick around, because I'm going to show you two sides of the coin. My name is J.Kiebler. I've been in the recovery community for 11 years trying to figure out how to stay sober after 25 years of drugs and alcohol destroying my life. So let's look at this. People expect me to stay sober. They expect me to have a job, to show up every day, to be around for my kids, to be in a healthy relationship. Like, the people who love me expect me to be that way. And when I do start to change, when I do start to work a program, there's a gap. And that gap is the way that I am currently in the way that I used to be. And it takes a long time for that gap to disappear to where people actually see me for who I am, because of the work that I've done to try to recover from drugs and alcohol, and then also recover me as a person to like be better. And so what does this look like what does this actually look like? If, let's say that I spent 5 years running through people's lives because of drugs and alcohol, and I finally get sober. Let's say that I go to treatment, or whatever treatment you've ever been to, if you've been to a treatment, and I am sober for like 2 months. Then in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm awesome. I'm so much better than what I was before. And the people around me are like lagging behind that, because 2 months is not a long time. It might seem like a long time when you're first sober and you're getting clean, or whatever your 12 is, but it's not really a long time in the light of the mayhem that we have caused. It's not. And so 2 months, me expecting people to like get on my level, then like they need to respect what I'm doing. They need to give me space to continue, and they need to get on my ass for my mistakes, because look at all this other stuff. This is detrimental to us, because like it doesn't matter what category we're getting better in. Like, there's still other areas to improve in, and my mind will latch on to the good category, the good compartment, like my relationships, or the fact that I'm not using drugs, or I can show up to work on time and be in a clear state of mind. Like, these different categories, my relationship with God, my relationship with my kids, all these different compartments. In my mind, if I'm doing good on one, then the rest of those areas, they need to fall in line, because look how good I'm doing on this one, which that's ridiculous. Like, but early in sobriety, like I don't see this kind of stuff. I just see that I'm sober and people need to get out of my way so I can continue that journey. And then when they don't, I'm mad at them because they're not. And this is fundamentally entitlement, ego. Like, I am owed grace from everybody else, or gratitude, because I am being so good right now. But fuck that. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how clean you are, how sober you are. These don't matter, because this is what normal people do every day. What matters is how I show up. What's my temperament like? What's my relationship with God? What's my recovery life like? Am I spending time with my family, or am I spending time outside of the house at AA or NA or DAA? Am I giving the time to the people that I'm owed that time to? And if I'm not, then those people are going to be sore. And early in sobriety, like my conception was like, I need to go to a meeting every single day. But how am I supposed to live life and show up to the people around me if I'm going to a meeting every single day? That's stupid. It really is. Like, a meeting is not going to keep me sober. And it's not going to keep my relationships healthy either. It's my relationship with God. So this gap is slow and grueling to close. And even 6 months or 9 months like that, you might still have a gap in how people saw you and how you actually are now. So if you're new to sobriety and you think that you're owed the world because of how long you've been clean and sober, drop that. Just forget it. Like, you owe the world a lot more than what they owe you, if the tallies are taken. If destiny or fate had its way, we would be in the ground. We would be. And we would be alone if we were alive. Well, we are alive, but we would be alone because we've destroyed the lives of people around us, regardless of whose fault it is. Like, I can chalk it up to step one. Like, I'm going to get one in me no matter what. We can chalk it up to that. But like, how can we grow from a place of being a victim to step one? We can't. We can only grow from taking ownership of that shit and being like, dude, my step one truth is I'm going to do this no matter what. So I need to, no matter what, work a program, help other people, fit myself to be a maximum service to the people about me, not just the recovery community. Which means that I'm not being of maximum service if I keep disappearing to go to a fucking meeting where people are just doing that. Like, I need to show up where my loved ones are. But I also need to go be helpful to the recovery community because it's how I stay sober, like by giving back. So what are you doing to grow? What are you doing to grow your connection with God? Are you being a victim of how you think people should treat you? Or are you taking ownership of the shit that you did in the past and being like, yeah, that's right. That's probably how it is. And then just fucking 10-step it. Get quiet on it and move from there. Like, people, I said in one of my other videos, everybody on this planet has a spiritual malady. People suck. They do. But it's not my job to like impress my program on them and be like, dude, you need to go to Al-Anon. You need to go to Codependence Anonymous. You need a sponsor. And then I don't need to be like trying to point out their character defects and trying to get them to grow. Like, people don't care. Like, they don't have to do what we do. They don't have to try and get better. They don't. They can stay sick and miserable. We relapse because of it. They watch TV because of it. They doom scroll because of it. But we relapse and then destroy their lives as they're watching whatever. You know? So quit being a victim to how you think people should be treating you. Because they don't have to treat you any sort of way. But you do have to treat them in a certain way. And if they just hate you and won't let you live it down, and you've been sober for how many ever months or years or days, like, change the people you're around. It's not gonna get you sober, but it will sure as hell keep you sane because people suck. But that's okay, because I suck too, and you suck too sometimes. So, but on the flip side, like, when that gap does close and people start seeing you for who you are now, because you're working a whatever program, then like people start to fall in love with you again as a person, because working a 12-step program lets you be authentic and genuine and like the real you. I mean, obviously we still have arrogance and ego and people pleasing or whatever the case is. Like everybody has different levels of these character defects, but like people start to see you for you, and they're not judging you by the stuff you did a year ago or 2 years ago. And the people who are probably still aren't talking to you. No, I'm not going to go there. But just know, this thing takes time to heal the relationships around you. This thing takes time to heal some of the stuff that you are. And one of the biggest, I'll just leave you with this last thing. One of the biggest things that I've run into with my sponsees is, well, if I'm going to drink and get high no matter what, then what's the point of this? And they're a victim to the fact that they're going to do this again. And so what they do is they don't take responsibility for what they can do today. It's not your fault that you're a step 1 drug addict or alcoholic, but it is your responsibility to heal from that. So I love y'all. Peace, and I'll see you in the next one.